Okay, this morning, everybody, this morning is a very unusual one. In fact, possibly unique. There's a half marathon in London. Now, why is that unique? I mean, there are lots of half marathons in London. It's unique because they've actually barriered off the Kingsguard. And now, bearing in mind, it didn't even happen during the coronation period. Most curious. People are allowed in the yard from the back, as you can see, but the front area is barriered off. First time I've ever seen this in a year of filming. I don't know if it will be all day, part of the day. I'm not sure exactly what's going to be happening vis-a-vis the guard changes, etc. Very curious one, this. Very curious indeed, to be fair. Gosh, how unusual, how exciting. Not unique, that's for sure. Even during the coronation it wasn't like this. During the coronation vast swathes were indeed barriered off. The thing that worries me about this, and I'm not going to lie, to be fair, people talking about, barrier off the horses, remove the horses from public access, all this sort of stuff. What happens if, and we've seen it before, multiple times in fact, I've seen it with my own eyes, and it's on the channel this year, very, very noisy protest, march, something goes past, horse gets, I wouldn't quite go as far as saying freaked out, but fairly upset, let's put it that way. Decides to have a little run around at the front here, sometimes even got up to the bollards. What happens if that occurs when all of this is in place? Bang, that's what happens. The horse is going to go smack straight into the barriers, and not in a good way. I guess their fallback is to open the middle gates and lead the horse through. However, much as it's often possible to bring water to the horse, it doesn't mean that the horse is going to drink the water. You see what I'm getting at with this? Just because you want the horse to go through the middle gates conveniently, avoiding the barriers at the front, doesn't mean it will happen. Yeah, curious choice this. I'm not actually sure why they've done it, actually. A couple of weeks ago there was a half marathon here. The street was barriered behind me. However, this area where the horses are was not barriered. I've never actually come along and seen this front area being barriered off. More importantly, the yard and access from Horseguards Road across Horseguardsparade ground is still available. I told the officers I might well have a walk around and come in the back way. It's going to be a curious one though, because how on earth are they going to deal with crowd control if the front area is completely sealed off, yet they're still allowing people in the back to file into the yard? Yep, something's going to have to give here. Not the smartest idea, really, but I guess there is a reason for it. I just haven't yet quite figured out what that reason is. Let's hope that once the marathon runners start to pass this area, it doesn't really freak the horses out, because they're not going to care about the barriers. They will just do what they want to do. Bearing in mind these horses, that one's about 16.3, the other one's got to be 17ish, I would guess. Yep, they'll just march straight over and do what they want. So here we are for the moment, guys.
The marathon ends, you get removed. There's no ticket access here. You can still get to it, you have to go by the other side. So you won't be allowed out in here. So this is the place that you'll get to it. Yeah, it's kind of go about square, turn left onto the mouth, then you go down to this large building with ivy, take a left, bring out that way. You can go down that direction, go down to where the Foreign and Commonwealth Office and Treasury is, go through the middle, Kingcharles Street, go down there and come out the other end.
Top man, eh? Explain it as the tourists, perfectly perfectly on time, bizarrely enough. But there it is this morning. I will obviously add an addendum to this and or continue the video once I know precisely if and when this will open and when access is going to be restored. But for the moment, guys, that's the joy of not knowing what the hell is happening when you come outside in central London. It took me roughly about 40 minutes to get here this morning. I knew that there would be road closures. I didn't realise it would be quite so dramatic. There is no passing from one side of Hyde Park Corner over Park Lane to the other side, so I had to taxi all the way around, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know what, better than walking. Anyway folks, enjoy your Sunday, and I'll be back in the next video. Okay, welcome back, folks. I walked all the way around, like the hardy fellow I am, just to get us inside the gates. There it is. Gates closed, barriering outside for that marathon, as mentioned in the somewhat earlier video. Glorious day, and beautiful day for a marathon, but bit of a choke point in here. Now everyone's going to come through, realise they can't go any further. Of course they'll pose with the guards, get a picture and stuff, but there's a very good chance, in fact very high chance, that more people than usual will be walking into the archway. Why? Because there's not really anywhere else for them to go other than back the way they came, through the tunnel. We will see. So we're kind of going to be arch cam for a little bit. Oh, wow. Beautiful family, 3 and 3. Very beautiful.
Ça rigole pas ici.
That's how easy it is. Go over, get a picture, possibly say thanks to the guard. Boom, done, simple. But it's remarkable how many people don't get that. Really remarkable. We see it here very, very, very regularly. Other side is extremely sunny, so the trooper this side is probably like, oh, why did I get the sunny side? Why did I have to be the chitsman? Best spot, in fact, here anywhere today is the tunnel. It's early, 11:30. However, it's very warm already. You can see that if you look at the way tourists, or some of the tourists, are dressed. I myself have got short sleeves. It is, give or take, roughly this morning, this early, 24 degrees, 24, 25 degrees. Pretty hot. For mid-October people is extraordinary, isn't it? Everyone is double interested as they're coming through the tunnel, because they can't get out the front, and lots of people come through here, cut across the parade ground as a shortcut to Big Ben. However, not this morning. No shortcut, no exit from the front. And the curious thing is, we're not actually sure yet whether or not the marathon has finished. I myself saw it running through Hyde Park, but I don't know if that was the end or the beginning. There's the bell, which means the guard is going to move. He might not come out of the arch. I'll be curious to see what's going to happen when the guards are doing their rounds. Does it mean the police officers will open the gate? Where's he going? To the front gate, or...? Uh-oh. Oh, just in time. Look at this. just in time. First time we ever saw that before. Just in the nick of time. Brilliant. You did. That was brilliant. You got it. All under control. I'm wondering what would have happened if you'd missed it. Oops.
Walk into the gate.
He would have face planted the gate. Goodness me. Wow. Okay, that was a very, very close call. The officer was obviously talking to some tourists at the front. I almost missed the gate. I wonder what would have happened. The guard would have had to pretty much just face plant the gate, or obviously stand there and wait a little while. Worked out well in the end. Okay, so the routine in terms of chitsmen, gatesmen on foot is unchanged. They will still walk along the centre area, go to the front gate, go out as we saw, nod to the right or the left, depending which way they decide to do it, and then come back in again. It's actually quite curious how many tourists have decided, I mean, I was one of them, so it's not a criticism, how many tourists have decided to congregate. Okay, yes, you can look at the horses and so on, but it's kind of zoo-ish almost, because you can't get close. It's no different to watching the lions or whatever at London Zoo. That gap is pretty large between the barriering and the boxes. But hey, it's a lovely day, and at least they've got the sunshine out there, so in some respects they're the smart ones and I'm the dumb one. God over that side is probably super hot. Poor fellow. Plus he doesn't get to do his rounds, he just stands over there for the whole 2 hours. There are no rounds, he doesn't go to the front. His position, as it were, is static. He's able to move and pace up and down, but he can't actually leave the arches during that 2 hour period, which obviously is not really ideal. We also realised, so my friend and I, who's also here filming, we realised that, oh god, here we go. Uh-oh. Oopsie. Oh, officer just noticed that now we've got police horses. See, they're not getting through. It's closed. Wait, oh, are they going to get through? What are they going to do? Remove the barriering? Oops. There's nowhere for them to go. Oh, good lord. Wait, unless they're going to open one barrier. Hope it doesn't freak out the horse at the front. What an extraordinary state of affairs this morning. Magnificent police horses though. Okay, they've dragged one barrier out of the way just to be able to get some footage. Move a teeny weeny bit round without going too close. They've moved one barrier, horses have squeezed out of the barrier at the end there past the tourist crowd. We knew it would be a unique morning, but wow, it's lucky there weren't 6 of them. Oh, even this tourist's like, bro, can I get out? The police officer's going to be like, no, basically. But even the trooper's locked in. He is allowed to go out there. The rare exception. Oh goodness, what a morning. More importantly, everyone is assembled here in the courtyard, look, complete with luggage, probably just landed or heading to the airport afterward, expecting that something will occur this morning. But you know what? It won't. There's nothing on the schedule. Cancelled the morning inspection. Not a first, we've had that a few times before. It's fairly rare that it's cancelled. Maybe one of every 10-15 morning inspections get cancelled. But there's no signage anywhere. Unlike a Buckingham Palace, for example, if the guard change at the palace is cancelled, one of the officers that typically guards the front gate brings out a board and it says no guard change today or something along those lines. I've seen the board, I can't remember the exact wording, something like no guard change today or guard change is cancelled or whatever, so that at least the X thousand tourists that are assembled there are aware of it. No such luck here. It's more a matter of turn up and take your luck and hope that things are on as usual. So yeah, that's the way it is, people, this morning. Unusual, but not unique. Far from unique. And actually, it's a very good thing that they've cancelled the guard change this morning. They've cancelled it for 2 reasons. One, there's what's called an admin mount. The Royal Artillery Regiment are going to be a guest regiment in London for the next few weeks. They will be taking over guard duties at Buckingham Palace on Wednesday. An admin mount means that there's no music, no ceremony. It just means that somebody, quite literally with a clipboard, comes over with a couple of soldiers. There it was. There it was, people. I was expecting it. I did mention it a little earlier, and boom, there it was. Yeah. Just. I could sense it. Okay, well, at least we know he's prepared to tell them. That was absolutely inevitable that somebody would wander in, hoping there's a secret, ice cream pop-up behind the guard shop or something. Sorry, back to the thing about the palace. Yeah, so the Royal Artillery Regiment will take over Kingsguard at the palace from this Wednesday. So in 3 days from now. So this morning, no full guard change at the palace. That's interesting because one, I'd forgotten about it until I got to horseguards this morning, but two, it obviously means that there will be far smaller crowds of people flooding along the Mall. Typically when there's a massive guard change at the palace, there are, on occasion, tens of thousands of people, not just in front of the palace, but all around the area, over to Wellington Barracks, St James's Park, Constitution Hill, huge numbers of people. That will not be the case this morning, as I mentioned, because of the cancellation of the guard change. So quite a unique blend of different factors this morning. The guest regular coming to London, preparing obviously and rehearsing for Wednesday. That's what they'll be doing in the next few days. Oh, she said thanks to the guard as well. What a lovely lady. How very thoughtful. How curious is that? You know, for many weeks we've never seen anyone say thanks. Somebody said thanks yesterday at the front, and then thanks today as well. And again, what's going on? Twice. Gesture of thanks. It's like a London bus. You can wait for one for a hell of a long time, and then 5 come along at once. Good thing to see that. Very good thing to see. That in an ideal world is how it should be. People have got spots all around the yard. Everyone is in anticipation. I think what happens is the psychology of crowds is that people arrive at a location, see that there's a crowd, think, hey, there's a crowd here, something is going to happen. They also hang around, which increases the size of the crowd. It's only when either someone in authority or some signage is put up saying that, hey, the thing you're expecting to happen is actually not happening, or it's cancelled, that people suddenly start to dissipate, crowds dissipate, and everyone moves on. Now, I have no idea if this guard will respond likewise if somebody gets a bit cheeky. There is a chain across the stable area, but that doesn't actually mean, as we've seen many times before, that people will respect that boundary. If anything, a lot of people actively push their luck and decide to step much too close to the chain and then almost push it a teeny bit. The actual change over the horses is in 6 minutes, so people that are in the courtyard now will get to see something. And I'm thinking, judging by how many people are coming through the tunnel now, it'll be a pretty busy changeover for the horses. Also, depending on whether the lifeguards, that's a regiment that are on duty here now, depending on whether or not they are doing odd or even hours, we might well see a foot guard change. Yesterday they were doing even hours, meaning noon, 2 p.m. and that's it. Ordinarily it's odd hours, which would mean 11:13. So I honestly have no clue, folks. It's a 50-50 again. If they're keeping to those odd hours, they will change over in 5 minutes. But I don't know because I haven't been here to see if there was a change before. But anyway, the flood obviously is starting to begin into the yard here. Look. Somebody's going to walk into that archway. It's inevitable. Massive group with one teacher, curiously enough. Oh, yep, Polish group, in fact. This is, speaking Polish. Will they go in? Guys, that's the key question. More important actually, will they all form up on the line? Because if they will, there won't be any space along here at all for the changeover. I'm still debating where's the best spot to be for that guard change. It's really going to depend on whether or not they bring out troopers still with crowd. If they do, they'll push the crowd back to the correct line, which is the one behind me, because at the moment I'm on the front line. Oh, yep, it's going to be the trooper is ideal. Second white line, here we go. So there's a spot right in the middle. Yep, this trooper will definitely push them all back. Second white line, here he comes. Lovely. Top man. A lot of people here. Hell of a lot. Look.
Wszystkich był na stole stary. Już jest jakiś psychopata i teraz zacznę.
Nie strasz.
Stary, ale...
Good to see. They're absolutely not messing about in any respect this morning. And it probably won't be too bad actually, because the front's closed, meaning that jam around the box won't be possible this morning, luckily.
A co, jak dasz kiedyś do niego biec prosto? Co? On cię ściąga?
If any more people come through the tunnel, at which point there won't be enough space in here physically for everybody to watch.
Nie, to w ogóle zakryć. A to nie tak, że przez przypadkiem brytyjska policja nie może mieć broni? To nie ma tylko pałki mogą mieć. Brytyjska policja. Nie mogą wchodzić.
First time ever seeing a guard here with the front area barriered off with crowd control barriers.
Bardzo często policjanci obrywają, bo nie mogą broni nosić, tylko pałki mają. Tak. No nie wiem. Może to jest jakiś fejkowy policjant, on tylko robi sobie nie ma. No róbcie tą zmianę proszę, nie przyjechałem. Nie mam tutaj całego dnia.
Look guys at the other phone, I think the change is about 1 or 2 minutes away.
On myśli, że jest
It's now
ważny, no.
58 and a half, yeah, less than 90 seconds. And then we'll have the new horses. Be interested to see which horses as well. Hopefully I might even know some of the names
Mam
of
miecz,
them.
co może być mieczem?
Ale nie ten ziomal tutaj, ten z policji na ten
Raczej nie. Popatrz, tu sobie gada z jakąś gałką na przykład po prawej, tu wychodzi trzeci.
No i normalnie. Teraz...
Ale żeś w takim ubraniu stać
Yeah,
parę
it's full now.
godzin?
There's no more space in here for anyone. I don't think they're going to permit anyone to come through the tunnel into the yard at this point. There's no overflow with the gate being closed at the front.
Wiesz, gacie.
Sprawdzę.
No. A ten koń po lewej fajny, taki grzeczny, jak masz, no.
Tam to jest sam zamknął.
O, wierzga się, wierzga się. Nie podoba mi się ta mentalność. Oho. Patrz, no nie chce chodzić. Bogam, że będzie się od drugego dorosłych. To nie jest fajne, no. No, a ten jest jakiś wkurzający. To nawet nie nerwuje. Nie wychowany. A ten taki elegancki, nie? No wybitny na pewno. Ciekawe, jaki taki koń jest drogi na przykład. To jest jakieś kompanie drogi. To będzie to jest pewnie tylko jedna rasa takich koni, wiesz co chodzi. To jest... Jak mieli warte teraz, to nam tam stoi na tych. A te idą. Ale grzeczne koniki. One chyba lubią takiego kawka, szczerze. Dla nich to jest chyba fajne, jak to jest coś takiego klapsa. Żeby takiego wytrzewania. No.
I'm not entirely sure, folks, whether that's it or whether they are going to indeed change over the foot guard. Instinctively, I'd say no, as I can't see them forming up inside the gate. However, I'm not going to move for a moment, just in case, because no one else is moving either. See. Oops. It's the look of a bashful tourist. So this guy doesn't make the same mistake. All right. Interesting morning with the front gates closed, no? Never seen that before. Like tapping everybody in here. Was it really? Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's finished. I don't know what's going on. Yeah? You think it's going to be a quiet day? Yeah? Yeah, looking like that, isn't it? Yeah. No guard change either at the palace this morning. So, yeah, so less tourists flying down, I think. We're still getting shouted at, which is good. Am I?
London City.
You watching, guys? Yeah? Oh, not a lot happy this morning, though.
We're from Northern Ireland, so we
That's not an Irish accent.
No, it is. It's a Northern Irish accent. So it is.
I know. It is very much.
Yeah.
Interesting morning because for the first time ever, they closed the front. There's like a little marathon.
Yeah.
But also, there's no guard change at Buckingham Palace this morning. So, where are all these people going to go?
Yeah, because we were down at Buckingham Palace before, and we actually thought we'd missed it because we googled it. We said, right, okay, we get there in the times that are appropriate to be there for, and the place was absolutely hemmed. The people were just milling about and just walking about everywhere.
They didn't put the board out. There was no board in the front.
No, I didn't see anything.
It's not fair, is it? People wait, and then there's no one knows what's happening.
It's a massive tourist attraction. We've seen it many times, but you still keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. You know? It's great to see. Unfortunately, our weekend's coming to a close. We have to head home soon. So.
Damn, it's a shame you didn't get to see not only normal stuff here, but also obviously that.
Listen, I've seen it before, but it's always nice when you're here, especially with the day of the weather.
The weather is great, but when was it? The day before yesterday, the Royal Artillery Regiment arrived in London as a guest regiment.
Yes, because we were here, everybody go, oh, why is it not the red tunics and why is it not the guards?
Yep.
I was like, and as soon as I seen the cap badge, I was like, that's Royal Artillery.
Yep.
Because my brother was in the Royal Marines when he was killed in Afghanistan. So
I see.
Yeah, so I was about about 12 years ago now, so it's just something we keep going back to. We just love it, you know what I mean? Because I think one of the last times the Royal Marines guest at the guard as well. So
Yeah. Royal Marines had the Royal Air Force with this year. Ours, in fact.
we actually have a friend, a very close friend, who plays in the Irish Guards band. Plays the clarinet. She's a girl, actually, Natalie Bell. She's just amazing. So she's actually off this weekend. We messaged her and said, listen, we're in London. She's like, I'm off this weekend and I'm doing exams all week.
Had to be the one weekend you hit back.
So listen, our fault. Listen, enjoy.
Hey,
listen, nice to meet you.
good to meet you, guys. Thanks
Love
for
your
saying
videos,
hello.
by the way.
You're very kind.
Yes.
Take it easy, guys. A lot of people push their luck over here, everyone, at this archway. Just talking to those lovely visitors there. He rightly corrected me. I said Irish. He said Northern Irish. Yep. I forget about those sensitivities. He's absolutely right there. Much as I personally wouldn't really like to be called British, to be fair, I prefer to be called English, but there we are, just a personal preference. But you probably heard while I was talking to the lovely chap there, regular viewer of the channel, how many times the guard was stamping and also hitting the floor with his sword. That is pretty much to warn people, hey, you're too close, step back. After that, if they still don't step back, they don't move out of the way, boom, that's when he shouts, get back from the arches, get away from the arches, get out of the arches, take your pick. So we kind of, it was kind of inevitable we were going to get a bit of that this morning, given the numbers. The front gates are still closed, no one's getting out, so all of these tour groups that are arriving, Polish group here again, they're now heading back out. They came in, obviously they weren't aware that it's all closed, now they need to head out again. Bit unfortunate, I guess, isn't it? Plus the tour guides always look a little bit bashful when that happens, things go wrong. Why? Because it's not they look incompetent, it just looks like they're less professional than they probably should look. The optics of the situation are not good when they get to a spot and, oh, actually, you know what, sorry, it's closed, or, you know, there's no throughway, etc. But hey, all part and parcel of not just central London, but this place in particular. From one day to the next, you never know what on earth is happening. We got the guard change, that's the important thing. And I will try my best to find the names of the horses. I do know the name of one of the horses we saw this morning. That horse is called Imam, but I'm going to compare it to some of the pictures I've got to make sure I label it correctly, folks. So, for the moment, you all right? For the moment, and from the dude there with the fingers up, out of here, guys. I hope you enjoyed video Sunday morning at a rather wonderful, interesting, and very, very warm and sunny Horse Guards.